All right, everybody, this is Mac, and we basically learned a lot about solving equations. Okay, if you go back to my videos to this whole entire unit, what do you mean? I just found you on YouTube. Well, I'm glad you asked. Go to maxtutorials.com, and I have a whole section in chapter 2, which is about how to solve equations. And this is just kind of a mix of everything that we've done: one-step problems, two-step problems, combining like terms, variables on both sides. We've done distributive properties. So these are all the different types of problems we've been solving. And now we're going to mix them up where you have to decide what to do. Okay. So, number one, when I see this, I see two different terms. You can only solve when there's only the x term. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to do the opposite: letters on one side, numbers on the other. You want to subtract 7 from both sides. And that'll give you x die equals 8. Boom, done. That's what we just call a one step problem. Number two is also a one-step problem because x minus 9, well, just add 9 to both sides. Boom, die, x equals 13. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just go down a column because it'll make it a little bit easier for doing this. Okay, this is a one-step problem. What's the 3 doing to the x? It's multiplying, so I'm just going to divide, and then they cancel out. X equals 7. Okay, let's go on to number 5. This is called a two-step equation because I have a term here and I have a term here, and I want it to be like, and this is a term here, right? This is a letter term, this is a number term, and this is a number term. I want my letters on one side, numbers on the other. So before I can deal with this 2, it has to be the only term left. So I'm going to subtract 5 to start. And once I do that, now I'm just left with my letter term. And once I'm done with my letter term, that's when I can do my division. I get x equals 6. Okay, let's look at 7. First thing you want to do is collect like terms if you can. All right, well, letter, number, letter, number. There are no like terms. So I just have to do something. Oops, sorry, this one I have a variable on both sides. Now, I told you before in there, I like to move the variable when this happens. You can really move any of them. You can move the 3x over here. You can move the positive 4 over there. You can move the 2x over here. You can move the plus 11 over there, and you'll get the right answer no matter what you do. But I find that students do better if they move the variable first in the direction so that it stays positive. 3x minus 2x is 1x. Well, 1x is just like writing x. Plus 4 equals 11. And now this is just a one-step problem where I subtract the 4 from both sides, and I'm going to get an x equals 7. Okay? Going on to number 9 here. Now, always look if you can collect like terms. And look, you can collect like terms. Don't go minus 3x minus 3x. That's one problem that I see students do. You only do that when you go over the equal sign. Well, we're not crossing the equal sign. We're on the same side. So instead, you just want to do the math. What's 4x plus 3x? 7x. Really that simple. Okay? Now you're going to divide each side by 7, and you're going to get an x equals 5. All right, let's go on to number 11. Step number 1, do you have anything you can collect? And yeah, I can collect these. 5x plus 2x is 7x. Then you're just going to copy everybody else. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Boom, die. I'm going to get 7x equals 2 plus 4 is 6, except for that's a 24. So that's going to be a 28. Sorry, I did a bad job copying. And now once I divide each side by 7, I get x equals 4. Okay? Let's go on to number 13. Well, once you have a number outside of a parentheses, you have to do the distributive property. Now it's going to give me 2x plus 8 equals 18. Now I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. Boom, die. And I get a 2x equals 10. Once I divide each side by 2, I get an x equals 5. Okay? Let's go on to number 15. And looks like I got 20 problems here. Great. 4 times x is going to be a 4x, and 4 times a negative 1 is a negative 4, and that equals 3x plus 8. So I did distribute a property, but now when I'm looking at it, now I have a variable on both sides problems. Well, I get letters on one side, numbers on the other, and as I said before, I like to move the letter first, and I like to move it in the direction where they stay positive. Okay, and again, that's not a have to, but it's just a suggestion. I could have moved the 4, I could have moved the 8, I could have done anything. Now, I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and that's just going to give me a very simple x equals 12, and I am done. Oop, x equals 12. There's something about when I do the boxes, they tend to disappear sometimes. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Now, 17, I see a letter, a number equals a letter and a number. Okay, variable on both sides. So let's get the variables on one side. I'm going to subtract the x from both sides. And the reason is because I want to keep it positive. So I'm going to drop down a 2. Now, here's how you need to think about it. That's a 2x minus a 1x. And that's going to leave you a 1x or just x minus 3. Now, who needs to move? The 3 needs to move over to the left. Again, don't worry about left and right. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to get a 5 equals x. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Number 19, first thing I see is I have letters on the left. That's going to be a combined like term. And then I'm just going to copy everybody else. Once I do that, letters on one side, numbers on the other. I'm just going to subtract now 7 from both sides. Boom, die. 5x equals a 25. And once I divide each side by 5, boom, x equals 5. All righty. Let's go on to the next column over here. Okay. And I already did one there. Okay. So now number 4, it's negative 4 times x. What's the opposite of times? Divide. But you got to make sure you do that negative sign. That's one thing I'll see students forget. You have to divide by everything in front of the letter, okay, or the variable. There we go. Number 6, that's just a two-step problem. I want to get the letter by itself. So to do that, I have to move the number. Boom, die. 5x equals, the reason I did this is because I can't divide by 5 until it's the only term on this left. Now I'm allowed to divide by 5. If I did it the step before, you're going to have some problems. All right. Okay, number 8. I have letters on both sides and numbers on both sides. I'm going to subtract the x. Okay. Now, here's one thing I'll see students do. 7x minus x, x's cancel out. I'm left with 7. Nope, that's not how it works. Okay. I have 7 apples and I subtracted 1 apple. I'm left with 6 apples. That's how you have to think about this, okay? Now, letters on one side, numbers on the other. I'm just going to do this, boom, die. And I'm going to get 6x equals 36. And once I divide each side by 6, I'm going to get a nice, pretty x equals 6. All right, let's go on to number 10. First thing I see is like terms. 4x equals 20. I'm going to divide each side by 4. And that gives me a nice, pretty x equals 5. All right. Number 12. Don't worry, I lost my box. Okay, number 12. 8x minus 3x. Things I can collect on the same side. Don't go plus 3x plus 3x. Okay, we're not crossing the equal sign. We're on the same side. When we're on the same side, we just combine them together. 5x plus 6 equals 31. So now I'm going to subtract 6 to both sides because that'll get rid of my number. And now I'm left with letter equals number. Once I get that, now I can do my division and I get my x equals 5. Okay, number 14. Ooh, distribute a property. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 2 is a positive 6. And then I just copy everything else. As soon as I see that number in front of a parenthesis, first thing I want to do is distribute. Now, I want to get letters on one side, numbers on the other. So I'm going to get rid of that 6. And now on the left, I just have my letter value, which is negative 3x. And now I have my number value, which is 15. And once I divide each side by my negative 3, don't forget to bring that negative, my answer is negative 5. Okay, let's go on to 16. I'm going to distribute that 5 across. 5x plus 10 equals 2x plus 16. Well, I did my distributive property, but now I have letters on both sides. So what I want to do is I want to move that 2x. And I'm choosing that because it's going to keep my x positive. Not that I have to, but when I do it that way, I tend to make less mistakes. Okay, because there's not as many negative sides floating around to, give me some trouble. So once I'm done with all that, I just get a nice, pretty x equals 2. All right. Now, number 18, letter, number equals letter, number. I'm going to move the letters. I could go minus 8x minus 8x. That's fine. But I'm going to go minus 3x because I like to keep that variable positive. It'll save me some trouble down the road. Okay, and that's going to equal 26. Now I'm going to move my 1. Boom, die. And now I get 5x equals 25. Once I get that, all I need to do is divide by my 5. And I'll get a nice, pretty x equals 5. Okay. Last one, I see a 3 in front of a parenthesis. I'm going to distribute. I'm going to get 3x plus 15 equals 24. Now, letter is on one side, number is on the other. I'm just going to move that 15. Boom, die. 3x equals 9. Once I divide everybody by 3, I get a nice, pretty x equals 3. I sure hope this helped you by mixing them up, and you can kind of see how I think about them and what I say. And if that went well for you, great. If not, hey, I've got a version B and C that you can look at. Okay, so wherever I see you next, I'll see you there. Take care.